All right, everyone, welcome to the Board of Health meeting for the town of East Long Meadow, July 25th, 2023. We're going to call the meeting to order with the announcements that the Board of Health is recording. Is anyone else recording? Okay, and we are meeting tonight on a Zoom webinar pursuant to former Governor Baker's March 2020 order rescinding certain provisions of the open meeting law that was extended by Governor Healy in March of 2023. So first item on the agenda this evening is to approve the minutes of the last meeting. So again, thank you, Renee, for sending those out. Does anybody have any discussion on those minutes?
No, they look well as written. I motion to approve.
All right, I can second that motion. So the motion is to approve the minutes as written. Roll call vote, Christine Johnston, aye. Dr. Katie Jobbins.
Aye.
Rebecca Torsha.
Aye.
All right, great. So the minutes from the last meeting are approved as written. Again, thank you, Renee. Is anyone here for public comment tonight?
Gonna mute myself. No.
Okay. So we will then move on.
Wait, pause. There's two other participants because there's only.
Right, but they raise their hand if they want to say something.
Oh, sorry. I just want to make sure I understood.
No, that's
Yep.
okay.
I'm doing the same thing, Katie. I got it open on my side. Perfect. All right, so we are going to move on to the item number 4 on our agenda, the tobacco violation hearing. So what we are going to do here is that we need to call the hearing to order. And so we are going to have everyone introduce themselves, and then we need a motion and a vote to open the hearing. Okay, so folks on the call tonight, my name is Christine Johnston. I am chair of the Board of Health. I'm going to pass it to Katie.
I'm the vice chair of the Board of Health. Do I have to?
Rebecca?
And I'm Rebecca Torsha. I'm also on the Board of Health.
Great. And then we have folks joining us from the East Long Meadow Health Department. Tammy, can you introduce yourself and your staff, please?
I'm Tammy Spencer, Director of Public Health. We have Renee here. Just let you introduce yourself.
Renee Sukow, I am the administrative assistant.
We also have Liz Bone.
Hi, I'm the recycling coordinator.
Great. Donna, can I have you introduce yourself as well?
Yes, I'm Donna Bowman. I'm the Tobacco Control Officer for Pioneer Valley Tobacco Coalition.
All right. Thank you so much. Do we have a motion from one of our Board of Health members to open the hearing?
I'll motion to open the hearing.
I second.
All right. Roll call vote. Christine Johnston, aye. Katie Jobbins.
Aye.
And Rebecca Torsha.
Aye.
All right, so the hearing tonight, we only have one, is for Zane's Smoke Shop, which operates at 611 North Main Street in East Long Meadow, and appealing of the June 26, 2023 cease and desist order for sale of tobacco products to a minor under state law and Act to Modernize Tobacco Control and 105 CMR 665. Blah, blah, blah.
You're a
Do
representative.
we have anyone here from Zane's or representing Zane's?
Yep.
Okay, Rebecca,
Okay.
Renee, can you make sure that they are in the meeting and can?
Yep, they are in the meeting. I'm going to promote them to panelists.
Great, thank you.
Looks like they're here.
All right. Hello there. Can we have you introduce yourself, please?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, perfect. Hey, I'm sorry, manager for East Long Meadow Smoke Shop, Zane Smoke Shop.
All right. Are you the only person representing Zane's tonight?
I have Zane with me too. So,
Great.
but we're both here.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right, so
He's right
the
here.
question, great. Hi, thank you for joining us.
Hey guys, how you guys doing?
Awesome. Can you introduce yourself to us?
Yes, hi, I'm Zay.
All
Zay
right.
Tala.
Great, thank you. The question before the Board of Health tonight is did a sale take place of a tobacco product to a minor? So if a sale did take place, the amount of the fine is mandated under state law and our local ordinances, as well as any permit suspension. Those are not negotiable things. But what we're going to do is we are going to hear from the tobacco control inspector, Donna Bowman, and they will present us their side. And then you also will get a chance to share with us in any rebuttal to that. So is everybody on board with what we're going to be doing? Okay. So Donna, I am going to turn it over to you.
Donna, you're muted.
How about now? Sound good? Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name's Donna Bowman. I'm a tobacco compliance officer for the Pioneer Valley Tobacco Coalition. My job is to do education, pricing, and compliance checks with youth at all establishments within the grant for Pioneer Valley. East Long Meadow is one of those towns who are part of the grant. One of the things we do is a compliance check. Compliance checks are performed with myself and a youth or two that I bring out with me. All of our youth, just a brief history on what goes on with the program. All of our youth are properly trained through the state conducting and how to conduct compliance checks properly. They also have parental approval to do so if they're under the age of 18. At the time of compliance checks, youth officers are instructed to remove any and all items from their pockets or their persons. Anything they have on them, except with the exception of a cell phone, are to stay in the vehicle with the tobacco compliance officer and kept in the glove compartment. Cell phones are allowed to go in case of emergency, or if the seller becomes hostile with youth and the youth officer might need some sort of assistance. So the youth officers are instructed to always be truthful when they're asked their age by a clerk. So what happens is we arrive at a store. I park right in front where I can see the youth enter the store. In some instances, I can see the counter. Other instances, I can't. So sometimes I can help in identifying the clerk who's there. They're instructed to go straight to the counter with the cash given by me and their cell phone. They can ask for any tobacco product in the store. At that point, they ask for what they want to ask for. If a sale is made, the youth comes back out straight to the vehicle, hands over the purchase that was made along with the change. At that point, it's bagged, tagged, dated with the establishment name, the time, description of the clerk, how much it cost, and what the change was. In this case, on Monday, June 6th at about 5:52 p.m., our youth officer entered Zane Smoke Shop located at 611 North Main Street in East Long Meadow with a $20 bill and a cell phone. The youth officer asked the clerk, who was a young adult female, for a pack of Newport Red. The clerk did not ask the youth officer for an ID or their age, and proceeded to sell a pack of Newport Red to the youth compliance officer. The youth compliance officer left, came directly back to the car with $8.50 change, the cell phone, and a pack of Newport Red. Cost of the pack was $11.50. There was no other things that took place while the youth was in the store, and that's when the sale took place. Any questions on that part of it?
Donna, do you have anything else for us?
I don't, unless there's anything else you want to know about the sale, or I do have the evidence here that was bagged and tagged on the day. The labels put so that the packet cannot be opened, and it's kept with me the entire time.
Donna, do we have any record of any previous offenses?
We do,
of
the
sale of minor?
the last one we have from Pioneer Valley Tobacco Coalition was on 6/29/22, which was a sale to a minor. Prior to that was FDA.
Katie, Rebecca, any questions for Donna?
Not that I have, no.
Okay. All right. The folks from Zane's, when we get to turn it over to you now. And if you have anything that you would like to share as part of this hearing.
So basically, I think this is the second time this happened. As mentioned, Donna, that last time it happened was like in 2022. I'm not sure who the employee was. But this time, the young female that you guys mentioned, she's kind of like a part-time, and I guess we trained her a couple times. We've shown her. It's just we can't really find any type of help like the same way that we used to. Basically, after we got the letter, we told her like what to do. We explained her everything. We didn't fire her just because it wouldn't solve the problem, just because almost everyone we've had has been screwing up in like something. It's just like store work or money coming off or something like that. But just wanted to say it's kind of like a tough time to find employees and to actually do business at this point, just because everything became illegal, like the flavors and everything that used to make us profit is not really a thing anymore. So we're kind of just struggling to basically keep this place alive at this point. But yeah, no, it's definitely our mistake for us to do that. We're gonna own up to that. It's not something that should have happened, but it did. I'm not really sure how to really go about that after it's already happened. It's just because we're so tired of explaining to people over and over, especially all of our employees, about what's going on. And it's just hard to find help, to be honest. Which kind of?
Is there an opportunity for re-education? Just thinking about how you can use this to really educate the whole staff?
Yeah, we usually do. We always have something where, every time, like every few months, we try to tell them, all right, this is what we're doing. We have to ID everyone that looks under 30. We have to like make sure that they have 2 forms of IDs, one, especially if they're out of state, we try to look at debit cards and everything. It's just wrong place, wrong time, wrong person, wrong mood.
I would like to add hi, my name is Zain. So I want to add a few things too as well. So certainly like we both been out of the state a lot, like because of the, we're trying to get into more businesses and everything. We haven't been at the business physically like for almost about a year and a half now because of all the laws and everything, because we're trying to open up different business in different states. So currently I've been back right now, and I've been training personally. I got new people coming in. Like you say, like it's tough right now. These days it's super tough to get any help right now. Nobody want to work. We just can't find it. Like to be honest with you, I literally had to ask people, hey, do you want a job? Do you want a job? So it's that tough these days to get a help. And plus anybody want to come in, they want to get overpaid. It's just like tough these days. Plus right now, mainly I'm going to be here by myself. So we'll give our best, like try not to any sort of things that could happen again. So, we'll give our best as possible.
Katie and Rebecca, any other questions? All right, we appreciate you joining us tonight, and understand that it is it's a challenging employment situation out there, but appreciate, what you've said on the matter. So our next step is that we need a motion to close and then a vote to close the hearing. So
Does
does
that
anyone?
seem out of order?
I don't know. This is what came from Meredith. It is that we vote on the motion to close the hearing, then the board discusses. Donna's not allowed to comment unless we ask her a direct question. And then we have a vote on either affirming or dismissing the penalty.
Does that seem correct that we end the hearing before the vote, Donna? Oh, okay.
Okay. So what I'm understanding is the hearing is like the testimony from Donna and then from our
Mhm.
representatives from Zane.
Correct. Unless there's other questions, you can ask before you close it.
Okay.
Then I motion to close the hearing.
I second that.
Okay. And we'll do a roll call vote. Christine Johnston, aye. Dr. Katie Jobbins,
Aye.
Rebecca Torsha.
Aye.
Okay. So now, Rebecca, Katie, do you have any discussion at this point? Any points you want to chat about?
No.
I think it's pretty clear cut. No.
Okay. Does somebody want to make a motion? The motion would be to either affirm the penalty under MGL and our local, sorry, I want to make sure I do this correctly, under the state law and act to modernize tobacco control and our local ordinances, or to the other option would be to dismiss the penalty under so motion either to affirm under those or to dismiss.
Just gotta do. Wish list.
I can do it if you want me to.
I motion to affirm.
I can second that.
Right. So we will roll call vote. Christine Johnston, aye. Dr. Katie Jobbins,
Aye.
and Rebecca Torsha.
Aye.
All right. So the tobacco violation hearing, the Board of Health has voted to affirm the penalty under the state law and act to modernize tobacco control and East Long Meadow ordinances. And guys, we want to thank you for being here tonight. What that is going to do, you'll get a written notice. I know you're here, but we do, Tammy, right? We'll do that in writing to Zane's with our decision, and then the penalty assessed.
And that would have the date
Yes.
to begin the 7-day suspension.
They're gonna tell you.
Okay.
Wish list, wish list.
All right.
And just so you all know, you're unmuted, Sarah.
Says to me like they would-
Okay. All right. So with that, anything else on that agenda item? We're all set. So gentlemen, we want to thank you for joining us this evening, and Renee, we are all set.
Okay.
I think we might have to set the deadline at this meeting.
Oh,
I believe.
okay. That one's not in here, so I'm just going
Or
on.
no,
the-
if taken under advisement, set a deadline on which the, oh no, wrong thing. No, okay, sorry.
That's
I
if
read the
we,
wrong-
that's if we decided to like postpone a vote on the penalty. Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
And because it was already closed, we don't have to move out of session.
No. And Donna, thank you so much for joining us too, as well. All right. Yeah, I don't think we need to, I mean, we don't need to discuss the date on which to serve the I think you can do that as the agent on the Board of Health if you want, Tammy.
And I will make sure that you guys get copies of that letter as well. So you have it.
All right. Katie, Rebecca, any questions for Tammy on that? Okay. All right. I guess if there's nothing else to discuss on that, we'll move on to business at hand, which starts with arboviruses.
Arboviruses, in particular, West Nile virus. That is the arbovirus of the week, of the month, of the year, I guess. So far, the state has seen 3 West Nile virus positive samples. So this does not mean in humans. It just means in surveillance of mosquitoes. We've seen it. And the last town that it was seen in was in West Springfield, which is in Hampden County, and they are our near neighbor. So what the big message right now is, to be alert that there are West Nile virus positive mosquitoes here in Hampden County. While we haven't had any positive tests here in East Long Meadow, we're getting we're getting a lot of samples of mosquitoes. They're all healthy currently. They're the type of mosquitoes that they're seeing in the tests of the West Nile virus. They're the Culex mosquitoes, and those are typically found in backyard urban environments. So it's not, out in the middle of the woods or something. We're talking about, in our yards, in places that we might visit locally. And I just wanted to, so we contract with the Pioneer Valley Mosquito Control District, and they do testing, surveillance throughout the late spring to early fall, different spots throughout that they've identified throughout our town. Most of them are in and around our schools and Heritage Park and some of the other parks where people might frequent, and where they kind of identified that there might be some standing water issues and that sort of thing. So far, none of those have tested positive, which is a good thing. Let me see. While we started off the spring lower numbers of mosquitoes, and I think now they're just starting to filter through with the wet weather we're having. We're seeing we're seeing a lot of water. We're seeing a lot of standing water. So things to keep in mind, making sure going in your backyard, tipping over any barrels, anything that might have standing water, kids' toys, sandboxes. I know that's a kind of a culprit in our house over here, keeping the top on it so it doesn't have water. Other things, making sure that if you're going to be going out, putting on safe and protective clothing and bug spray, and then making sure if you're going out, if you do want to spend more time outside, limiting the hours from like at dusk or dawn, which is where you see the most activity. Let's see what else. We got something else in here. And the other thing that we've been doing for quite a few years is treatment of catchment basins throughout town. And those are on town property. They're around all of the schools and Heritage Park. That is just it's a completely safe it's BTI application that just makes sure that they're eliminating the larval mosquito population. It's safe for people, safe for other animals, safe for fish. And it's just kind of a way to kind of get the mosquitoes where they are before they mature. So that is the update on arbovirus surveillance. If you have any questions, please let me know. We also have a very fantastic new mosquito control district coordinator who has been very good at giving us information and putting things out for us. This week I want to put out some more information up on the website and social media just to make sure that people are staying current and making sure that they know the best information to keep themselves safe.
All right. Nobody likes mosquitoes.
Nobody likes mosquitoes,
No.
except for dragonflies, right?
I'm a big fan of DEET.
Yeah.
DEET, what is weird? DEET, permethrin, picardin, IR3535, or oil of lemon eucalyptus. All good repellents.
Because wet weather tonight is not going to help anything.
Absolutely not.
All right. Trash and recycling.
I think that since today we have Liz, maybe Liz can give us, you want to give us the update? Usually you make us a nice report, but I was like, oh, she's coming. Good.
Hi. Well, let's see. So this, I'll just do a recap because I don't know what you've talked about recently, but at the end of school, we had all 5 schools composting and recycling, which is amazing. And we also just started last week. We had the senior center also composting. And although they don't make as much of food waste, but they have some good seniors there that are very into it and are manning the station, and they're also recycling and also trying to change over from styrofoam cups and paper wax cups to compostable or at least recyclable stuff. So that's really good. Tomorrow I am going to Mountain View, and we are going to film a little video with some of the kids for our compost company to show as a instructional video on how to sort your waste and to compost. So we're looking forward to that. And I did track data from the whole year of all the schools composting, and I've just been working with Renee to compile it. I'm not very good at putting it into like an Excel spreadsheet or make a graph, but I'm sure she's going to help me out doing that. But we've had a lot of waste saved, at least in the cafeteria side. And now we just need to really get our schools to embrace it and have the custodians embrace it and make it just a part of their daily life and not consider it an extra step. You know, if we could work with the school committee or with the school side to get them, I don't know, more enthusiastic about it, it would be great. And if you have any questions, let me know.
Beth, I'm just wondering, you said get more enthusiastic about it. Do you feel like it wasn't well received?
No, I would just say that, let's say that for example, in the high school, the custodians have been there for 40 years, and they're set in their ways. And so once someone monitoring everything steps away, they kind of don't carry it out. They don't think it's it's like the new way to do it. So we just really need to work with the schools to have them be on board.
So is that a custodian or a school child problem?
Custodian.
Really? I would argue the opposite, that we should really empower the children in the schools to ask for it if they don't see it. And that's the reason I'm saying this is I have 2 school-age children, one who's in 2nd grade and one who's about to go into 8th grade. And this generation is very much about saving the environment and changing how we do things. So I think if we empower our children to ask if something is not being done correctly, that might actually be better for someone. And just thinking the custodians are already really strapped for time. I don't think it's not their problem, but I think that we shouldn't have it be only their problem, that we have to empower our children to do that too.
Yeah, I agree. But for example, they're not after school, the children throwing away the items in the trash cans. They're only in school during school hours. So that's where I'm talking about.
No,
I'm
so
not
that I think
saying
if we have
actually-
specific examples of how we can give them feedback, that might be very helpful, because obviously people, to get them to change, giving them feedback with specific examples, like you said, like after school, these need to still be in place, not just during the school hours, like you said. So if we can give them that feedback, that would be very helpful.
Yes, it's been done.
Liz she has spent countless hours working with staff, students. I think it's what do they say? You know, it takes so many hours to make something a habit. And depending on the school community, the habit just needs to take a little bit longer to stick in and kind of make it, the status quo instead of something new. Because I think that
Right.
new is usually scary for some people, especially if you've been doing something for so long. And I know that there are some groups of people where it was taking a little longer than others, and they kind of came over to our side, and we've seen some really good good benefits from that.
Yeah,
think-
the kids are doing a great job.
Yeah. I think that I was looking at the invoices for this year and on it, and I'm it might be off a little bit, but I think it said for all 5 schools for the entire year was 35,653 pounds, which is
Oh, yeah.
17.8 tons. That's a lot of food diverted from from trash.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
I don't know if this was a final, but on your list, Liz, it said that before the program, the school lunch program generated 99 bags per day of trash, and now it's about 7-ish, or is that one
Yes.
school? Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Right, just at the cafeteria, mind you, not the whole school,
But you said something like it's approximately like half of the trash at the school is usually from the
Yes.
cafeterias.
Yep,
That's-
40 to 50%. The high school, they had the most waste. They use fiber trays, and they throw them away. They don't use a hard tray. So all that was going in the waste. So they had about 20 bags a day, I believe it says, of trash. So now they're down to 2.
And you've been working with the head of the food service program to try to find ways to make things more the reusable, not
Right.
not
Right,
the single serve.
Yeah, we're trying to work with the vendors such as Mansfield Paper or WB Mason and finding if they're not going to have a compostable option, then definitely a recyclable option, something that our MRF, which is our recycling facility, takes. So it's been slow because there's a lot, like Massachusetts is a very big advocate for going green. So pretty much everybody is out of anything compostable or recyclable in stock for these stores. But we're trying to find out different options and work with vendors and stuff like that to try to get everybody have something compostable and economical. So.
Let's see. I think I also have on list of for the recycling program, the Fix It Clinic. How
Oh,
did
yeah?
you think? Yeah, that was on June 23rd.
Yes, yeah. It was pretty good. We had 2 fixers, or actually 3, because Tammy helped sew something. And we
Fix
had
the
about
zipper.
zipper, of the jeans or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we had about, I think, 9 people come, and we definitely have some regulars. We have a woman that comes every time, and she seems to find a lot of stuff in her house to get fixed. So, but that's a good thing. And we get grant points for doing it. So then we get more money in grant money every year. So it's worthwhile to do, and people really love it. So we'll have another one probably end of September.
And you said something the other day. Is there a shredding event coming up too?
Yeah, that's through the PTOs. They're doing oh, you know what, and that's something else, but that's a shredding event, and I think they're doing electronics And that's a PTO event. And then we're hosting at our high school a big recycling event. It's sponsored by Rep Ash and Rep Olivera, and it's open to Wilbraham, East Longmeadow, and Longmeadow. And so we did it last year, but people can come recycle electronics, styrofoam. We're doing a open pantry collection. They take dehumidifiers. They're taking furniture. And we're checking on bikes to see if they're going to take any bikes, Bob the bike man. But it's really a good way to get all these items recycled and out of people's houses. So it was really successful last year. That's September 30th. From 10 to 2.
So busy.
Yeah.
Okay.
National Night Out, that's in September, right? Or August or something?
No, it's next Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
I guess we got to get our table ready, right?
It's months away, right?
I think it's like the first Tuesday of August.
Oh, whoops, okay.
We can get it done.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks for the update, Liz. It's good to see you. And
Welcome.
hopefully
Good
it's
to
an easier start on the school year this year in the cafeterias, being able to start everybody at the
Yeah,
beginning of the year, and
so too.
only having a few new students to rope in. Obviously, we have kids going from one school to another, but hopefully most of them will at least remember somewhat of the process. So
Right, and that was the idea. So now we only have to train the kindergartners, so.
we
And-
hope.
And retrain a little everybody else, but I think it'll be all right, so.
Yeah, it takes a long time. Re-exposure
Yeah.
is necessary over and over. So
Yeah.
cool. Any other questions for Liz or Tammy on recycling trash? Cool. Tammy, other business?
All right, I'm gonna take off. Bye.
Thank you, Liz. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Other business, Thursday this week. It's July 27th from 1 to 3 at the Senior Center. We're having a COVID vaccine clinic with Cataldo Ambulance. So right now, if you are over the ages of 65 and you have a medical condition, you are eligible for a second bivalent dose. And that's basically if you've had one vaccine since September 1st, that would be the bivalent dose. So if it's been 4 months, you can get a second one if you're over 65 or you have medical conditions. The other thing I guess I would just wanted to sort of go over is that the state has kind of talked, people were worried about, am I going to have to pay for the vaccine? So as of right now, the way it's looking, that in the fall, they'll start transitioning over to like the commercialization of the vaccine. But they will have this bridge program. So if you're under the age of 19, it will continue to be free. If you don't have health insurance, it'll be free for that. It will be free and covered by your insurance, but it will be something that'll go through your insurance at that point. So it's still out there. It still won't be costing you anything. If you're in need of it, get it. They haven't said anything else about the boosters or another dose for the other age groups. But I'm having a feeling that, come fall, we'll probably be hearing some more information about that. And then there was also some information that went out about the availability of RSV vaccine. On June 29th, the CDC endorsed the ACIP's recommendation for the use of a new RSV vaccine for people ages 60 years and older. And that these individuals may receive a single dose of the vaccine based on discussions with their healthcare provider. As of right now, it's going to be something that is only going to be offered commercially and not offered to health departments to give out, but they're expecting that the new vaccine will be available in the fall. And I wish I could say that I had a nurse yet to kind of parcel off that medical information to everybody, but I've got 3 people here who I'm sure understand it better than I do. We
If you
haven't,
ever have questions, just message me. I'm like, I think I know what I'm doing sometimes.
like every other Tuesday, the Office of Local and Regional Public Health, so just 3 hours ago, they kind of give their updates, and that was the vaccine program's most recent updates on that information. So as I said, so we're still hoping to get applicants for the full-time town health nurse position. So it would be part-time health department, part-time council on aging, and all health. So hopefully we can get some, we can get drive up if you know anybody, any RNs who would like to apply. It's up on the town's website. Employments are under the HR's page. Let's see. Also, if anybody needs COVID test kits, we still have some test kits that are still have valid testings. We're at the health department in the town hall, 60 Center Square. Other things, we've just been staying really busy. We're a little short-staffed this summer. So, camp inspections, temporary food inspections, code enforcement of, there's a lot of rain. That means there's a lot of grass. Just staying really busy. I know no shortage of phone calls, right, Renee?
Definitely not.
No. And then, the other thing is, if you're also having any issues, trash issues, make sure to let us know so that we can keep Casella posted. I know they just like any other industry, they have a lot of turnover too. So sometimes if they have new drivers, they might not get to the houses the way that we expect them to. So maybe they might do the reverse route, or because sometimes we might get a call that they didn't get hit yet, but really it's just that most people are used to say having their trash picked up at 8 o'clock, and all of a sudden it's 12:30 when it gets picked up. But if we don't know, then we can't make sure to solve the problem.
I know sometimes they will post that they're, or they through you, that they're picking up early if it's really, really hot out. So heading into August, right? Like being mindful that if your trash, like mine, is normally picked up at 7 in the morning and it's going to be a really hot day, put it out the night before.
And the reason why they pick it up earlier on those days is not necessarily because of their workers, but the recycling facility actually closes earlier because because of the heat, they cannot stay open. I guess maybe, I don't know if it's labor laws or whatnot. They have to shut down. So when we do ask people to get them out early, that's the reason why, because once they pick up the recycling, they do have to bring it to Springfield, and they need to be able to actually get it out of their trucks. So yes, exactly. Anything else? That's it for my list. That some of the other things to think of, this is summertime. Heat is going on, is up, humidity is up, air quality has been poor because of the fires that have been going on in Canada. If you have neighbors that have functional and access needs or might be elderly, this is a nice time to check up on them, make sure that they have what they need. And if they don't, contacting, helping them contact the appropriate services, contact the senior center, even just contacting the health department. We can try to help people figure out, how to weather the heat in the summertime, because it might be unbearable to some of us, but it could be deadly to others. And that's all I got. What about you guys? Would you anything?
You said National Night
Ask
Out
the
is
health department.
Tuesday?
It is Tuesday. I believe it's 5 to 8. It should be up on the town's website. Doesn't seem like there's going to be any shortage of vendors, because we've been talking to a lot of people who are going to be there. So we'll be there.
Cool. I'd love to see, hopefully there's some more ads coming out, because I noticed that somebody told me about it today and I went, I haven't seen anything for that. So,
I think they've really been promoting it the last couple of days because we've been starting to
Great.
get phone calls a lot.
great. That sounds
Hopefully it'll
good.
be good weather and it won't be downpour. It sounds like my roof was falling in a little while ago. I
It's a
hope
good
not.
reminder tonight, tomorrow morning, go empty any of your standing water,
Yes.
and your grass is gonna grow, unlike normal in August.
Yeah, and I guess with, when it comes to the grass, we do enforce the nuisance vegetation ordinance, but we are not unreasonable. We understand that it is hard, with all the rain to get to it. And, if you do receive a letter from us, and, you've been trying to mow, just, let us know. We would like to work with everybody and make sure that, it is important, depending on, where the area is situated, that we get these things cleaned up. But we understand it is raining a lot. I know, from you have to time it, right? Time it right to actually get out there to mow your lawn.
Yeah, especially if we're trying to balance that with heat exposure too. It's sometimes hard. It's wet in the morning.
Exactly. And we've certainly been experiencing some climate change issues, so much so that today the state announced that the Bureau of Environmental Health, which oversees much of what our health departments do, is changing its name to the Bureau of Climate and Environmental Health, as they they acknowledge that it is a public health issue now.
Well, thank you for all your hard work. No, it's challenging with being down a little bit, but we appreciate it. And hopefully you guys will round out your staff back up again in the fall. Yeah.
It's
Rebecca,
doable.
Katie, anything else for Tammy? All right. Last thing on our agenda is next meeting.
When do people have vacation? In August.
Last week. I'm around. I just have the start of school.
So we want to do August 22nd then? Or do you mean that's the week you're on vacation?
No, I was on vacation last week.
Oh,
what-
last week. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I can do 22nd.
That works for me.
Hold on, I'm getting to my calendar. Sorry, was in the wrong one.
We start school on the 23rd.
Woof.
What? Where are you in school?
In Chicopee.
Oh, we start, I think, the 30th, right?
Yeah. Yes, we do. The 22nd looks like it works for me as well.
Okay, let's do that then. Okay, great. All right, I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I second that.
Great. Roll call vote. Christine Johnston, aye. Dr. Katie Jobbins,
Aye.
Rebecca Torsha.
Aye.
All right, ladies, the meeting is adjourned. Thank
Great.
you for, yeah, thanks for everything.
Bye,
Enjoy
guys.
the rest of summer.
Yes, you too.
I'll keep you posted about the letter that goes out.
Awesome.